guys, one of my latest obsessions lately is Snapchat. And if you have me on there by username Nikki Tutorials, you know that I like to kind of show stuff of my life and like behind the scenes and like tips and tricks and just all kinds of fun stuff. And one of my favorite things about Snapchat are their filters / lenses. And if you ask me, they kill that department because they come up with such original, cool content. And just sometimes the lenses or the filters are just so good that it inspires me to do something with my day-to-day life in a Snapchat manner. And a couple weeks ago, they came out with the glittering, dragged up lion, tiger, cat species, the felineness. Nobody knows. And that has to be a makeup tutorial. So I thought today I'm gonna bring Snapchat filters into the real life, and this might actually turn out to be a very cool series because I plan on doing these more in the future. I know everyone on YouTube is doing them right now, but you know what? So am I. So yeah, without any further ado, if you would like to know how to get that tiger, that glittering drag tiger filter, Snapchat filter in real life on your face, then keep on watching. All right, let's do it. So the first thing you want to do is apply foundation and concealer. I feel like this is a nice barrier to get the glitter off easier, because if you apply the glitter straight to your skin, trust and believe it's going to be a hard time getting that off again. And the foundation I'll be using today is by Ofra, and this is the Absolute Cover Foundation in number 2. And then with my beauty blender, I'm just going to dot around my face to distribute the product. And once we have done that, we're going to start tapping it in. And people always tend to kind of freak out when using a darker foundation. But you know what? If you use a lighter concealer to counteract, there's no problem, because after that, it's all balanced out. Now, if you would go darker foundation and darker concealer, we gotta talk, because it's gotta match. So when you do that, make sure you add your neck. Any piece of flesh that is sticking out has to be that color. If not, we gonna have a talk. So for concealer, I'm gonna use the Kryolan TV Paint Stick in 00 to highlight and conceal. And with your beauty blender, start tapping it in. Now some baking underneath the eyes. All right, so I quickly went ahead and did my brows, and now it's time to work on these feline eyes. As always, first thing I'm gonna do is prime using my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. And there wasn't really a lot going on the eyes except for that big ass eyeliner. So I'm gonna make a little spin on it. I'm gonna add a couple of shimmers and a little bit of structure and make it a little bit more my own. So as a base, I'll be using Tension Eyeshadow by Motives all over my lid. And going over top using this pigment by Danessa Myricks, and these are the Enlight pigments. And this is called Aura of Radiance, right over top. And a little bit of structure right in that crease and blending it high up. And now it's time for that crazy eyeliner. What you want to do is go very high up and out, almost cover the entire lid, come back in, create a point, and become a tigress, or whatever we agreed on. So I'm going to use my Ardency in Punker Rock On Waterproof Liquid Liner. And of course, extend that inner corner. Filling this bad boy in. All right, time to hit that bottom. Okay, so for the bottom, from that top line, you want to connect it to the lower lash line, drag it in here, and then create an inner feline point. Then drag it across the lash line. And And then right here on that outer corner, it drops down a little bit. Something like that. Now let me do the other eye. So the little twist I'm gonna add to this eye look is apply some crazy ass drag lashes. I felt like with this lens, with this filter, it was so good. Yet one thing that was really missing for me were lashes. So I'm gonna put on these 301 lashes, and the 301s are very well known in the drag culture. Bianca Del Rio wears about 6 to 9 pairs of these on her top lashes. I'm gonna keep it at 1, maybe 2 today on top. And for the lower lash line, I'm gonna add these cream eyelashes in 805. And out of nowhere, this also became my next installment of my RuPaul's Drag Face series. This week's challenge was The Wizard of Oz. Well, here you go, the Not So Cowardly Lion. Now it's time to transform our nose, and again going in with eyeliner. So the first thing that really stood out to me was this line right here in the center going down. So I'm gonna add that first. And so far for this entire tutorial, I've been filling everything in using my ofra gel liner, and I love this stuff. As for the rest of the nose, you just want a black line going like this. Kind of looks like a uterus if you ask me. And of course, because I'm extra and I want this to be a little bit more drag, I'm gonna contour my nose a tiny bit, even though it doesn't need it, but still. Now you want to add some dots here for your whiskers, which we're not going to add, so we're just going to keep it at dots. Okay, now I'm just gonna contour my face. We might be a Snapchat filter, but we still wanna be able to cut a bitch. So using my favorite Morphe brush, the M530 and Kevin Kwan medium sculpting powder, I'm just gonna cut this face. And now it's time for the lips, and the first color you want to go in with is by Colored Rain, and this is in the color Tootsie, and going over top using Jeffree Star's Unicorn Blood. And we're mainly focusing on the top lip, and the bottom lip's just left out. And anything that's left on my bottom lip, I just blend out with a brush. Alright, so now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for, the glitter! But first, before I do that, I need a bitchin' glow. So I'm gonna use Anastasia Beverly Hills Sunburst to glow me up, and as always, I'll be using my favorite highlighting brush, the Morphe M310. And since you want the glitter to go on kinda dusty and kinda like a fairy and not too concentrated in some spots, I'm gonna spray my face lightly with a Stronghold hairspray, and once it's still damp, I dazzle the glitter over top, and that way it's nicely distributed and gives you that perfect glitter look. I give it one last spray to lock it in for the night. And that, guys, concludes this Snapchat Lion, Glittering Lion Filter Lens inspired makeup tutorial with a dash of drag. I had so much fun recreating this. Please let me know in the comments down below what filter or which lens you want to see next. For a full list of every single product mentioned and used, you can go to my description box down below or my blog, nikitutorials.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. That all is Nikki Tutorials. As always, if you enjoyed watching this video, then please please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I want to thank you so much for watching again. If you decide to recreate this lion look, then please tag me on Instagram or Twitter and I can retweet it to all my followers. And I had so much fun with this one. I am ready to go grocery shopping. Thank you so much for watching and hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow. Yes, bye. Hey guys, and welcome to my March Hits and a God Knows. March was the month where I turned 22. So it was my birthday, March 2nd, and March has been very, very eventful.